Hi everyone, happy Monday. Today we're going to be looking into and learning more about sharks. And as you can see, I have a KWL chart right next to me. And for those of you who don't know what a KWL chart is, it's a chart that stands for know, so things you know about a certain topic or subject. W, what we want to know about a certain topic or subject. And then L, learned, what we finally learned after reading a book or after you sit in class, what you learned about a certain topic. So since it's summertime and we go to the beach in the summertime, we live very close to the Jersey Shore, I thought why not do a lesson on an animal that lives in the ocean. And an animal that lives in the ocean in warm waters are sharks. And I'm very interested in sharks, but I'm not a shark expert just yet. So today we're going to be filling out a KWL chart for sharks. We'll be reading a nonfiction book about sharks where we'll learn more about this creature. And then after we read the story, we're coming back to our anchor chart and to fill out the learned section. So before we read, we're just filling out what we know about sharks, and then we're filling out the middle column, what we want to know about sharks. And for those of you at home, your chart may look a little different than mine because what I know about sharks might be a little different than what you might know about sharks. You may know a lot about sharks than I do. That's why I want to read a nonfiction story about sharks today, because they're interesting creatures, I know that, and I want to learn more about them. So why not create a KWL chart to learn more about these fascinating creatures? So let's start with our K, which is our know. Now I'm asking myself, what do I know about sharks? Well, I know where they live, right? They live in the ocean. So all I'm going to do is jot that down on my anchor chart. It doesn't have to be full sentences. You can just make a bulleted list of things you know about sharks. So I know that sharks live in the ocean. And I'm sure when we read our story, we'll learn even more about different places they might live. Something else I know about sharks is they're a type of fish. So although we call them sharks, we don't call them fish. They are a type of fish. You may not have known that, and that's okay. But now I'm actually teaching you that sharks are a type of fish. Now I'm thinking of another fact that I might know already about sharks. And if you know something that I don't, please comment on my video so you can share with me what you already knew before we read our story today. Something else I know is a type of shark, one of, I'm sure, hundreds of the types of sharks, is called a hammerhead shark. And they're the ones, they have the long horizontal heads and they have the eyes on either side of their head. They're actually really interesting looking, and I probably only know that one type of shark. I know great white sharks too. So I'm just going to write hammerhead, and I'll write great white, because those are the types of sharks that I know. And I know you don't want to get close to sharks. It can be dangerous in the wildlife. Okay, now also before we read our story, we can fill out the middle column, which is, what do we want to know about sharks? What is something I don't know that hopefully our book is going to teach us? So I want to know if they eat more than just fish. What is their diet? What do they eat? So I'm going to write, what do sharks eat? That's one thing that Miss Troya, me, wants to know. Again, it might be different than something you want to know. something else can be, do other sea creatures eat sharks? Are they someone's prey? So I'll write, are sharks prey? Which means, do they get eaten by another animal? And something else I want to know is, and now I'm reflecting about things I want to know. Ooh, I have a good one. How many teeth do sharks have? That's really interesting because when I picture a shark in my head, I picture hundreds of teeth in their mouth. They're super scary. So I want to write, how many teeth do sharks have? If you make a chart at home, please tell me what you are filling in so I know. Now, in the next video I record, it's going to be me reading a story, a nonfiction story, so a real story where we will learn about different types of sharks, how many are out there, how old they live till, and all different facts about sharks. So after I read that story, we're going to come back to our anchor chart and fill out what we learned. And this part's super important because at home, I would love for you to comment either in a private comment or on my post on Google Classroom with what you learned about sharks after reading the story that I'm going to read out loud to you. Be sure to watch all 3 of my videos because they all go along with my chart and the story.